Good evening, everybody. This is Marcel Burke with the Unfiltered Faith Podcast, and today I'm going to talk to you about sound doctrine. Okay, I'm gonna paraphrase a passage from 2 Timothy 4:3, where he says, "A time is coming when people will throw away sound doctrine and want to listen to stuff that they want to hear, itching ears, stuff that'll glorify and magnify their flesh and their materialistic wants in this earth." Okay, I just paraphrase it. So when a preacher or a pastor get behind that pulpit, the number one thing they're supposed to do is to feed the sheep. And how do they feed the sheep? They're supposed to give them the word of God, not some analogy, not some personal things that goes on in their life. And for doggone show, not no prosperity gospel talking about how much money you can get. If you tie this, if you sow this seed, you can get this back, and all this other garbage. And they're gonna have to pay for that when the judgment day comes. They're gonna have to answer to God for that, because we are called, every individual, every person who calls himself saint and a child of God, we are called to preach the word of God to anybody who asks about it. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the second thing that we're supposed to do is combat those people who are being wolves, ravenous wolves to the congregation and fleecing the sheep, fleecing the flock. You know, and it kind of grinds my gears. Actually, it does a lot, that I see so many people on YouTube and these televangelists pillaging the flock of God. Okay. Now, this is very important. This is why I said in my last previous short, it's important to read your word. If a man gets behind that pulpit and starts spewing out his mouth and there's not a book open in front of him, preferably the Bible, then you got to question, what is he talking about? Where is he getting his information and his knowledge from? That's self-knowledge, that's self-information. Nah, we're supposed to read and preach the word of God through and through. Now, it's cool to give, little parables about your life and how it aligns with the word of God. But see, that's the key point right there. How everything is supposed to align with God. Topical teaching, that's fine and dandy, but have that book open so people can go back and reference that to the word of God. I just want to say this also. Time is getting short, people. If you haven't noticed, the landscape of our environment, of our world, time is getting short. We should be more now ready than ever to proclaim the gospel to every ear has heard, to every eye shall see what God is talking about. That's why we need to go out and be preachers. We're called to be preachers in a sense. We're a royal priesthood. We're supposed to spit this word of truth, and that word of truth is the word of God, Jesus Christ. And just be mindful of what you're listening to. Be mindful of what you look at and what you take in. And for sure, be mindful of what you speak. If it ain't lining with the word of God, you need to go back to the drawing board, open that book, and study to show yourself approved. Thank you guys for your time. Unfiltered Faith Podcast.